Have you ever wondered why so many people in Japan live well past 90, and not just longer, but stronger, with sharp minds, mobile bodies, and a radiant sense of calm purpose? It's not luck. And it's not just genetics. As a doctor who has spent over 30 years studying human longevity, I can tell you that vibrant aging is not about expensive supplements, trendy superfoods, or restrictive diets. It's about the daily choices we make, what we eat, when we eat, how we move, and even how we think. And today I want to share with you a powerful set of habits inspired by 5 of Japan's most respected doctors and researchers, men who didn't just study long life, but lived it. From Nobel Prize-winning scientist Dr. Yoshinori Ohsumi, who uncovered the life-saving process of autophagy, to Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, who lived past 105 by embracing light eating, daily walking, and joyful purpose, each of these experts revealed something profound. Their combined wisdom shows us that longevity is not mysterious. It's methodical. And when practiced consistently, these methods can slow aging, protect your brain, and help you avoid the chronic diseases that trap so many people in their later years. In this video, I'll walk you through the exact foods, timing strategies, and mindset shifts used by Japan's oldest and most brilliant medical minds. Practices you can begin using today to strengthen your body's healing ability and extend both your lifespan and your health span. Let's begin with one of the most revolutionary discoveries of modern science. It's the process your own body uses to detoxify, renew, and protect itself from disease. A process that almost no one talks about, yet every one of us depends on. Let's move to number 1, activating autophagy through intermittent fasting and cellular renewal. Autophagy is a natural process your cells perform every day, but most people have never heard of it. Think of it as your body's built-in recycling system, a form of deep biological housekeeping. When activated, autophagy clears away damaged cells, toxins, and malfunctioning proteins, allowing your tissues to repair and regenerate from the inside out. It's like taking your car in for a full engine clean, not just adding fuel, but actually improving how it runs. Dr. Yoshinori Ohsumi, a Japanese cell biologist and Nobel laureate, was the first to demonstrate this process at the molecular level. His groundbreaking research proved that during times of nutrient scarcity, particularly during fasting, the body shifts out of digestion mode and into self-repair mode. The result? Healthier mitochondria, improved immune function, better insulin sensitivity, and even protection against neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. And it's not just theory. Since Ohsumi's discovery, hundreds of studies from leading journals such as Nature, Cell Metabolism, and the New England Journal of Medicine have confirmed that activating autophagy can reduce inflammation, enhance brain function, and extend lifespan across multiple species, including humans. One of my own patients, a 67-year-old former teacher named Sandra, struggled with chronic fatigue, brain fog, and stubborn belly fat despite eating what she considered a clean diet. When we introduced a 14-hour nightly fast, something as simple as finishing dinner by 6:30 p.m. and having breakfast at 8:30 the next day, her energy returned within 2 weeks. Over the next 2 months, her waistline shrank, her lab markers improved, and she told me she felt clearer than she had in years. You see, fasting doesn't mean starving. It means allowing your body the time and space to heal, rather than forcing it to digest all day long. And this ancient rhythm, long practiced in Japanese culture through early light dinners and morning simplicity, gives the body a chance to perform its most vital internal repairs. In the next section, we'll explore how this same principle is honored in Okinawan culture with a daily eating habit that has helped produce some of the longest living people in the world. Let's move to number 2, the power of eating until you're 80% full, what the Okinawans call Harahachi Bu. This simple yet transformative practice may be one of the greatest longevity secrets Japan has ever offered the world. It's not a diet. It's not a trend. It's a philosophy, one that's quietly shaped the eating habits of generations of centenarians in Okinawa, a region known globally for its remarkably high population of people living past 100. So what exactly is Harahachi Bu? Translated literally, it means belly 80% full. The idea is to stop eating before you feel completely satisfied. In other words, instead of eating until you're full, you eat until you're no longer hungry. You leave just a little space in the stomach, a subtle signal to your body that you respect its limits. Now, from a medical standpoint, this is brilliant. Modern research confirms what the Okinawans have practiced for centuries. Mild calorie restriction without malnutrition activates powerful cellular processes that promote longevity. It reduces metabolic stress, improves insulin sensitivity, supports mitochondrial health, and crucially, it amplifies autophagy. When your body isn't constantly processing large meals, it has more bandwidth to clean, repair, and rebuild from within. One study from the Journal of Gerontology found that reducing caloric intake by just 15% in middle-aged adults led to significant improvements in biomarkers associated with aging and oxidative stress. Another study from Japan observed that elderly individuals who practiced meal restraint, not eating late at night, minimizing snacking, and embracing long overnight fasts, had better cognitive function and lower rates of cardiovascular disease. But the beauty of Harahachi Bu isn't just in the biology, it's in the mindfulness it cultivates. When you eat slowly, with intention, and stop just before feeling full, you become more in tune with your body. You notice flavors more clearly. You digest more gently. You avoid that familiar post-meal sluggishness that so often plagues older adults. And over time, you allow your metabolism to reset into a more youthful, flexible rhythm. I'll never forget one of my patients, Mr. Halder Nakagawa, a Japanese-American man in his late 70s who had struggled with post-meal fatigue and blood sugar spikes. He'd always eaten well, by Western standards, but portion size was his blind spot. Together, we applied the Harahachi Bu mindset. We made no major dietary changes. No calorie counting. Just this one rule. Finish your meal when you're 80% satisfied. The results were surprising even to me. His after-meal blood glucose levels stabilized. His digestion improved. He told me he felt lighter in the mind and the body, and within 3 months he had lost 8 pounds, without ever going hungry. This is the art of eating less, but absorbing more. More nutrients, more awareness, more health benefits. It's an approach that not only supports the body's natural detox and repair systems, but also builds a long-term habit of restraint, self-respect, and sustainable nutrition. And when paired with a traditional Japanese diet, rich in vegetables, seaweed, fermented foods, and clean protein, it becomes a lifestyle that doesn't just prevent disease, but actively promotes graceful aging. In the next section, we'll go even deeper, because what you eat and when you eat is only part of the story. Next, we explore how specific healing drinks and enzyme-rich foods, recommended by Japan's most respected physicians, can enhance digestion, fuel cellular regeneration, and activate your body's hidden potential to live stronger longer. Let's move to number 3, the healing power of enzyme-rich foods and Japanese longevity tonics. Simple drinks and plant-based habits that awaken your body's inner vitality. While modern medicine often focuses on medications and lab results, some of Japan's most respected doctors have long taught that true health starts in the gut. Dr. Hiromi Shinya, a pioneering Japanese-American gastroenterologist and author of the acclaimed Enzyme Factor, spent decades studying the digestive systems of more than 300,000 patients. His findings were clear. Those who lived the longest and stayed the healthiest shared one trait: optimal digestive function, supported by natural, unprocessed, enzyme-rich foods. Dr. Shinya believed that enzymes were life itself. These tiny biological molecules act like the maintenance workers of the human body. They support digestion, repair tissue, neutralize toxins, and even help regulate immune responses. When our diets are filled with overly cooked, processed, or chemical-laden foods, our natural enzyme stores are depleted. This increases the burden on our organs, slows detoxification, and accelerates aging at the cellular level. But here's the good news. With the right foods and timing, we can restore that balance and reignite the body's own regenerative fire. One of Dr. Shinya's simplest prescriptions was to begin each morning with 2 glasses of room-temperature water on an empty stomach. This flushes the digestive tract, supports the liver, and gently activates peristalsis, your body's natural movement to eliminate waste. It's such a small act, yet it sets the tone for an entire day of better digestion and clearer thinking. Next comes the use of gentle, alkalizing juices, especially freshly pressed carrot or apple juice. These aren't sugar bombs. When taken in small amounts and slowly sipped, they provide enzymes, electrolytes, and antioxidants that break your fast with kindness rather than shock. Dr. Yumi Ishihara, personal physician to Japan's prime ministers and head of the Ishihara Clinic in Tokyo, promoted what he called a modified fast. His morning routine consisted of just a glass of carrot or apple juice, sometimes with a teaspoon of olive oil or a small handful of almonds, to slow sugar absorption and balance energy release. No heavy breakfasts, no processed cereals. Just calm nourishment, enough to replenish without interfering with the autophagy process initiated overnight. In the afternoon, Dr. Ishihara recommended black tea with black sugar and fresh ginger. This might sound unusual, but it's a tonic rich in antioxidants, minerals, and circulation-enhancing compounds. Black tea supports cardiovascular health. Black sugar, unrefined and full of calcium, iron, and potassium, replenishes gently, unlike refined white sugar. Ginger, of course, is a well-studied anti-inflammatory that supports digestion, reduces nausea, and enhances immune function. I remember one patient, Kimiko, a retired ballet teacher in her 80s who had lost her appetite, struggled with bloating, and was growing weaker with each passing month. She wasn't ill in the traditional sense, just depleted. We restructured her meals using the principles of Dr. Shinya and Dr. Ishihara. Morning water, midday fresh juice, a warm, enzyme-rich dinner with fermented vegetables, miso soup, lightly cooked greens, and a small serving of brown rice. Within 6 weeks, her energy had returned. Her appetite improved. She began walking again, attending Tai Chi classes, and even teaching a weekly movement session for seniors in her building. This is the power of enzyme food. It doesn't shock the body. It gently supports what your cells are already trying to do: repair, renew, and regenerate. And it's not just juice or tea. Traditional Japanese diets naturally emphasize enzyme-active foods like natto, fermented soybeans, miso, pickled vegetables, fresh fruits, and lightly cooked sea vegetables. These meals are low in sugar, low in animal fat, and incredibly rich in plant-based compounds that enhance the microbiome, support autophagy, and reduce inflammation. Fermented foods in particular are central. Miso soup with kombu seaweed and tofu, or a spoonful of natto over warm rice, deliver both probiotics and enzymes. These foods not only improve digestion, they modulate the immune system, reduce systemic inflammation, and even impact neurotransmitters that affect mood and cognition. And yet, it's not just about the food, it's about how and when you eat it. Dr. Shinya advocated for eating 1 or 2 meals per day, with long overnight fasting windows. He called it the little fast, an elegant way to say, give your digestion a break. Let your body do its internal cleanup. Let healing happen in the quiet hours between meals. So here's what I recommend, especially for seniors. Start your day with clean water, then a bit of fresh juice or warm herbal tea. Break your fast with enzyme-rich plant-based foods, fermented miso, warm vegetables, seaweed, and legumes. Avoid processed meats, sugary breakfasts, or overeating early in the day. Allow at least 12 to 14 hours between dinner and breakfast the next morning to encourage autophagy and gut repair. These practices, backed by both ancient wisdom and modern science, help the body age with clarity and strength. Not by adding more, but by doing less. By eating mindfully, by eating naturally, and by honoring your body's internal rhythm. In the next section, we'll bring everything together: fasting, mindful eating, and enzyme-based nutrition, into a complete daily plan inspired by Japan's oldest and wisest doctors. A simple structure you can follow to begin your own journey toward 90, 100, or even beyond, with grace, strength, and clarity intact. Let's now move to number 4, building your daily Japanese longevity plan from sunrise to sunset. You've already seen how practices like fasting, mindful eating, and fermented foods can activate the body's healing mechanisms. But information alone doesn't lead to transformation. What matters most is how you apply it, day by day, meal by meal, habit by habit. So here's what I recommend as a doctor to my older patients who want to age with vitality, protect their cognition, and reduce the burden of disease without medications, extreme diets, or deprivation. We start with the morning, but not with food. Upon waking, begin your day by drinking 1 to 2 glasses of room temperature water, not cold, not hot. Just clean, still water. This small ritual hydrates your cells, jumpstarts metabolism, supports kidney filtration, and gently awakens your digestive system. It also helps flush out toxins that the body has processed overnight through the liver and lymphatic system. Then, after 30 minutes or so, not immediately, have your first nourishment. Instead of a heavy Western breakfast, keep it light and healing. Freshly pressed carrot juice or apple juice, taken slowly, not gulped. Add a teaspoon of olive oil or a few almonds to stabilize blood sugar and improve nutrient absorption. This nourishes the body while keeping you in a partial fasting state, which supports autophagy well into the morning. If you prefer warmth, a cup of black tea with black sugar and ginger can replace or follow the juice. This drink supports circulation, digestion, and mental alertness, without the crash of coffee or the heaviness of cream-based beverages. Let's move into the midday hours. For many Japanese centenarians, lunch is light, or even skipped. If you're metabolically healthy and already practicing a 14 to 16-hour fasting window, you may choose to delay your first solid meal until mid-afternoon. But if you need a meal earlier, keep it plant-based and enzyme-rich. Think miso soup with seaweed and tofu, a bowl of warm brown rice with a spoonful of natto or pickled daikon, lightly steamed greens dressed in sesame or soy. These meals are anti-inflammatory, gut-friendly, and deeply nourishing without overstimulating the digestive system. You don't need large portions. Remember Harahachi Bu. Eat until you're about 80% satisfied, then stop. Give your body the space to digest calmly and efficiently. And don't forget the pace at which you eat. Slow meals are healing meals. When we rush, we override the body's natural cues. But when we chew thoroughly and pause between bites, we enhance digestion and naturally avoid overeating. This mindful approach is embedded in Japanese culture for a reason. It works. Now let's move to dinner. Dinner should be the most intentional meal of the day. Not the heaviest, but the most thoughtfully constructed. In Japan, dinners are typically served early, often around 6 p.m., giving the body plenty of time to digest before sleep. This practice, common in blue zones worldwide, creates a natural fasting window of 12 to 14 hours, supporting everything from better sleep to metabolic repair and brain detoxification. So what should dinner look like? Start with warm soup, miso, vegetable, or a clear broth. Add steamed or sautéed vegetables like carrots, spinach, or lotus root. Include a modest serving of clean protein, grilled fish, a boiled egg, or a handful of legumes. And always balance the plate with fermented foods, like kimchi, pickled radish, or miso dressing, to feed your microbiome and enhance enzymatic function. Whole grains like barley, millet, or brown rice provide slow-release energy without spiking insulin. Seaweed adds trace minerals like iodine, which supports thyroid health. And small servings of sweet potato or pumpkin can gently satisfy the palate without overwhelming the gut. After dinner, allow your body to enter rest and repair mode. Avoid late-night snacks. Turn down the lights. Take a short walk to assist digestion. Then focus on light stretching, calming music, reading, or gentle conversation. These non-food rituals are just as important as what you eat, because they signal the body to relax, detoxify, and heal. One of my patients, Lillian, a 74-year-old artist, told me she used to graze all day. Small meals, snacks, coffee, fruit, crackers, until she started feeling bloated, tired, and foggy. We introduced a simple structure. No food until 9 a.m., juice instead of breakfast, main meals at 2 p.m. and 6 p.m., and no eating after dark. Within a month, her energy returned. Her blood pressure lowered. And more importantly, she said, "I finally feel peace after meals." This isn't about dieting, it's about rhythm, ritual, respect for the body's natural intelligence. And here's the best part. This approach isn't restrictive, it's freeing. It teaches you how to listen, how to nourish, how to partner with your biology, not work against it. Let's now turn to our final section, where I'll share stories of elders who've lived past 100 using these exact principles, and show you how to carry these habits forward with clarity, simplicity, and joy. Let's now move to number 5. Lessons from Japan's centenarians. Real lives, real habits, real hope. It's one thing to talk about enzymes, fasting windows, and antioxidants, but what truly brings these principles to life are the stories of people who have quietly lived them, day after day, year after year, and thrived well into their 90s and beyond. Let me tell you about Mr. Tanaka, a retired postmaster from the island of Okinawa. He turned 101 last year. Every morning, he rises with the sun, drinks 2 glasses of warm water, and walks barefoot through his garden. His breakfast? None. He waits until midday, when he enjoys a bowl of brown rice, miso soup with tofu and seaweed, and a few pickled vegetables. He eats slowly, speaks little during meals, and always leaves the table with room still left in his belly. That's Harahachi Bu in action. Elegant, quiet, and healing. In the afternoon, he tends to his bonsai trees. In the evening, he eats a simple dinner of grilled fish, steamed squash, and a cup of barley tea. He's never owned a car, never taken a multivitamin, and has never been on a calorie-restricted diet. But what he has done is honor rhythm, respect simplicity, and live with daily movement and purpose. When asked how he stayed so sharp and mobile, he answered, "I never let my stomach grow heavy, and I never stopped learning." Now meet Mrs. Aiko, a 96-year-old calligraphy teacher from Kyoto. She lives alone, walks unaided, and still teaches 2 classes per week. Her home is simple: clean tatami floors, a low table, and shelves lined with hand-copied poetry. Her day begins with hot water, followed by slow stretching and deep breathing. She doesn't eat until late morning. Her first meal is always warm: steamed rice, boiled greens, and natto. Her evenings are filled with reading, journaling, and sipping sencha green tea. She's never been hospitalized, never had diabetes, and takes no medications. When I visited her last year as part of a health research delegation, I asked what advice she would give to younger people. She smiled and said, "Your body knows how to live long. Your job is not to get in the way." These stories aren't outliers. They're reflections of a deeply ingrained cultural understanding that the body, if treated with respect, has an extraordinary capacity for resilience and longevity. From a clinical perspective, these people are doing all the things we now know support healthy aging. They maintain insulin sensitivity through natural fasting. They avoid blood sugar spikes by eating low-glycemic, plant-based meals. They consume fermented and enzyme-rich foods daily, which support digestion, mood, and immunity. They move gently, rhythmically, and often. They don't retire in the Western sense. They continue to contribute, learn, and engage. Perhaps most importantly, they cultivate emotional balance. Japanese centenarians consistently score high on measures of social connection, life satisfaction, and psychological resilience. Many attribute this to a sense of ikigai, a reason to wake up in the morning. As a doctor, I can tell you, medicine helps, but purpose heals. I once treated a widowed patient, Helen, who had lost all energy after her husband passed away. Her labs were normal. Her organs were intact, but her spark had dimmed. Inspired by stories from Okinawa, I encouraged her to start a small garden, teach knitting at the community center, and begin each day with gentle water therapy and a gratitude journal. 6 months later, her posture had lifted. Her face had color again. She told me, "I didn't need another pill. I just needed a reason." So what do these elders teach us? That health is less about perfection and more about presence. That aging gracefully isn't about rigid rules, but about rhythm. That healing comes not only from what you eat, but when you eat, how you move, and why you wake up each morning. In our final segment, I'll guide you in creating your own longevity blueprint, using all the principles we've covered. A simple, personalized action plan you can begin today to align your life with the science and spirit of Japanese longevity. Let's move to number 6, creating your longevity blueprint, a step-by-step daily plan inspired by Japan's oldest doctors, but tailored to your modern life. You don't need to move to Okinawa, grow your own seaweed, or eat natto every day to benefit from this. You just need to commit to rhythm, simplicity, and consistency. What I'm about to share is a practical structure based on real science, real tradition, and real outcomes I've seen in my patients who've embraced this model. We'll walk through your day, morning to evening, and build habits that activate autophagy, support digestion, sharpen your brain, and reduce your risk of age-related diseases. Morning, 6:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. Begin your day with peace, not with food, not with screens, but with awareness. Upon waking, drink 1 to 2 glasses of room temperature water. This supports kidney function, stimulates peristalsis, and rehydrates your tissues after a long fast. Add a squeeze of lemon if you like, or a few drops of apple cider vinegar to gently support digestion. Avoid eating for the first hour or two. Let your body remain in the healing, fat-burning state it entered during sleep. During this window, You're naturally promoting autophagy. Your cells are cleaning themselves, breaking down damaged proteins, and preparing for renewal. If you need something gentle, sip on warm herbal tea, Japanese sencha, or a half glass of fresh-pressed carrot or apple juice. Add a teaspoon of olive oil or a small handful of almonds to buffer blood sugar. This gentle nourishment offers enzymes and antioxidants without overburdening your gut. Take this time to stretch, breathe, or walk outside. You're not just waking up your body, you're aligning it. Midday, 11:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. This is the ideal time for your first solid meal of the day. Focus on enzyme-rich, plant-centered foods. Begin with warm miso soup, perhaps with tofu and seaweed. Add a serving of brown rice or barley. Include pickled vegetables or fermented foods like kimchi or natto. A small portion of clean protein, grilled fish, boiled egg, or tempeh, is more than enough. Remember Harahachi Bu, stop eating when you're 80% full. This isn't deprivation, it's wisdom. Your body will thank you with better digestion, clearer energy, and fewer inflammatory signals. Eat slowly. Sit in silence. Let eating be an act of healing, not multitasking. Every bite is a message to your cells. Afternoon, 2:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. This is your active recovery period. Go for a short walk. Tend your garden. Call a friend. Move your body gently. Physical activity after meals helps reduce blood sugar spikes, stimulate lymphatic flow, and protect your joints from stiffness. If you're hungry, enjoy a light snack, a handful of walnuts, a spoon of chia pudding, or a small piece of fruit paired with some green tea. Avoid sugary snacks, caffeine overload, or processed foods. These disrupt insulin rhythms, reduce autophagy, and contribute to fatigue. Evening, 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Dinner should be your lightest, most intentional meal. Begin with a light soup, vegetable, seaweed, or dashi broth. Add steamed greens, squash, or root vegetables. A small serving of legumes, tofu, or fish completes the meal. Keep portions small. The goal isn't to feel stuffed, it's to feel settled. This early dinner gives your digestive system time to rest. By finishing before 8 p.m., you create a natural fasting window of 12 to 14 hours, giving your body the space it needs to detox, balance hormones, and prepare for cellular repair during sleep. Night, 8:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. Winding down is as important as nutrition. Avoid screens, dim your lights, let your cortisol fall naturally so melatonin can rise. Drink a warm cup of ginger tea or barley tea. Journal, meditate, read something uplifting. This calms your nervous system and helps the brain consolidate memory, a crucial process for cognitive health after 60. Sleep before midnight. The hours between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. are the body's most regenerative, when autophagy is naturally heightened and when your liver and brain do their deep repair work. The long view. Longevity isn't built overnight. It's built every day through rituals like these that are simple, sacred, and science-backed. You may not feel dramatic changes in the first week, but over time, the benefits compound. Better digestion, lighter joints, more stable energy, deeper sleep, clearer thinking, and perhaps most important, greater ease in your own body. You don't need to follow this plan perfectly. Just begin. Choose one habit, then add another. Let each choice be a vote for the future you want. Strong, clear, and joyfully alive well into your 80s, 90s, or beyond. In our final segment, I'll leave you with a message from the heart, a closing reflection on what it truly means to live long and live well. Let's now move to number 7, a final reflection. The true meaning of living to 100. By now, you've learned the science behind autophagy, the wisdom of Harahachi Bu, the power of enzyme-rich foods, the structure of a healing daily routine, and the deeply personal stories of Japanese elders who have not only lived long, but lived well. But longevity in its truest form is not about chasing numbers. It's not about reaching 100 for the sake of reaching it. It's about how you arrive there. It's about the condition of your mind, the strength of your spirit, and the quality of your daily life. Do you wake up feeling rested? Do you remember names, stories, and songs? Can you walk steadily, smile easily, and still feel curious about the world? Because here's the truth. Medicine can add years to your life, but only you can add life to your years. I've met patients in their 50s who feel like they're 80, stiff, forgetful, disengaged. And I've treated patients in their 90s who move with grace, laugh like children, and ask thoughtful questions about the latest research on gut bacteria. What's the difference? It's not money. It's not perfect genes. It's not luck. It's rhythm. It's purpose. It's gentle discipline. These elders didn't obsess over health trends. They didn't count macros or track their steps. What they did do was honor their meals, their movement, their community, and their inner compass. They understood something that modern life often forgets, that how you live is far more powerful than what you buy. They fasted, not as punishment, but as a way to give the body time to breathe. They ate until satisfied, not until full. They chose fermented foods not for fashion, but because they felt good afterward. They walked daily, used their hands, tended their gardens, laughed with friends, and stayed curious until the very end. And most of all, they belonged to their families, to their traditions, to a sense of meaning bigger than themselves. I want you to know, it's not too late. No matter where you are right now, whether you're 62 or 89, whether you feel strong or feel like you're slipping, it is never too late to shift. One change in your morning, one more hour of rest, one less processed meal, one deep breath before eating. That's where it begins. Your cells are listening. They are waiting. The moment you create space, the healing begins. That's the miracle of the human body. It's always ready to repair if only you give it the right conditions. And if this video has sparked something in you, some new awareness, a deeper respect for your body, or even a sense of quiet possibility, I encourage you to act on it. Don't wait. Don't overthink. Just begin. Maybe that means drinking water first thing tomorrow. Maybe that means skipping the late snack and letting your body rest overnight. Maybe that means calling a friend, walking outside, or trying miso soup for the first time. Whatever it is, let it come from a place of care, not fear. Because this journey is not about avoiding death, it's about embracing life. In Japanese, there's a phrase, inochi o taisetsu ni suru. It means to cherish life. That's what these great doctors have taught us. That longevity is not about perfection. It's about cherishing the life you have by treating it with reverence, with rhythm, and with respect. So as we close, I want to thank you. Thank you for caring about your health. Thank you for being curious. Thank you for showing up for yourself and for those who love you. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone you care about. Let's spread this wisdom together and help others live not just longer, but better. Until next time, stay curious, stay gentle, and always treat your body like the miracle it is. You have so much life ahead. Let's make every day count.